Yeah, so this is actually a video just to kind of walk through the Emporium and trying to do everything in that. So unfortunately, was just testing a few things. So let me just go to like the creator mode sort of thing. And then I don't have to listen to myself talking on the stream manager. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to play it as a scene because some of my progress is obviously contained inside the actual dream. So I want to have a clean progress so that you can see everything that you need to do. It is really not a difficult level. I just don't understand why people are so overwhelmed by it. I actually think it's the smallest area I created. Maybe because it's a little bit dense and there's a lot of little things in every area and it's a little bit windy maybe. I don't really know. I mean, I've played Assassin's Creed games and there's like a million times more little pins on the screen than this poor little intro level. But also the idea was to kind of block you off a little bit from the game and to get you a little bit excited. Man, I just want to play that armor. Man, I just want to go to the ship. But you can't. You first have to like do all these little tasks. And they're really very fun tasks and they're very easy if you know what actually is going on. So my suggestion to people was just to get overwhelmed. And then what you do is you just literally do them one at a time. So of course in this first area, there are no markers. And there's nothing to do yet. You could check out your objective terminal and you can see whatever you need to do. But it's not necessary right now. We'll come back to it after we've done the dialogue with Les.
What now, Les?
Little one, I've got a hot tip of a new
It's a
artifact
cheeky little
running
thing.
the net.
And?
I've uploaded the location to the new galaxy map I bought.
Watch her head bob
ready to
as she
pull.
talks about Dovermac.
Les, I just got back from Dovamac. I haven't even had a chance to put my things back. By the way, that place was just a huge washout. Don't expect me to go back there anytime soon.
Now she walks away thinking it's finished. He calls her back.
Zozo told me there was a power issue earlier. Check that all the fusion nodes are turned on. Don't forget the ones in maintenance.
Thanks, Les. Just
what I need.
More chores.
More chores.
Zozo also turned open all the fuel valves, so you're gonna have to close those to refuel your ship.
So why can't Zozo do it?
Just go ask Aki for help.
Bits in here. We'll just get it more quickly. My brain is so fried, I might even forget my own bits. And she's not really scary. Her name is Lady Arachna. And you can just tap her little belly, and she starts talking.
I don't think I understand. What are you saying?
What are you saying, dear?
Isn't this all just amazing?
Isn't it all just amazing?
Yes, frantically
semantically. So, I'm not going to do this task here. I'll come and do it when we do the artifact. We have to play with the artifact.
Yes, I know the drill. Get Bidu to place the artifact and don't touch it myself. I know.
So the instructions are there. Fetch Bidu in the galaxy map and bring them to handle and place the latest egg artifact because you're not allowed to touch it. Of course, your tiny little hands probably won't even be able to pick it up.
Come back with that artifact, quickly.
I need to go downstairs to
The
the server
room. Now, if you listen carefully, it'll tell you exactly where to go. So if you want to follow the dialogue, that's actually the main track, if you can call it that. I've also added some interaction.
How's it
here.
going?
So this guy says hello, and this alien has a few scenes. There's another one behind here. So if you look at your objectives tracking quest terminal, you'll see that talk to Les is now done. So now we could do these two. I'm gonna do them. They're optional, so they're not required to finish the actual game. So after I've done that, I'm gonna go downstairs to the server room.
Modules to upgrade your armor.
He found some extra qubits behind the fridge.
Did you say something?
I said I loaded.
Now she has to backtrack with her dialogue, what she just said.
Cubes. Delicious. Bring it to me.
Now these two?
So now also Les wants a cube, so there's another little hidden quest that you can do as well.
Look at your nav log.
Yeah, relax. I'm on it.
So now you can get Vidu. Take it to the Emporium to place the artifact, because you're not allowed to touch it. So that's fine. You don't walk too fast, otherwise Vidu will automatically shut down. So you kind of have to like... I think some dreamers have discovered that if you stand on Vidu, you can kind of like direct it. I'm not sure if it actually works properly. But it's so cute. I did all the little face animations and the walking cycle and all the sound effects. And added some additional things onto the sculpt. The sculpt wasn't animatable. And I recolored the sculpt as well. Because I just like this little robot. Otherwise I would have made my own one. Yeah, boy. Beedo, Beedo. Beedo, Beedo. Be a robot and do what you need to do. You just have to have it in that block area. It doesn't have to be exactly on the spot. Notice how Beedo just pushes you out of the way. Like, get the hell out of my way. What? What are you doing, Beedo? See, and then when you go and sit down, I didn't change the collision volume, so it looks like you're floating. So I left that in as a little nugget. Now we'll do the floaty quest as well.
Floaty is hungry. Time for a feast.
Obviously people are silly and don't read, so I made this prompt permanent, not even disappearing. So it tells us exactly what to do. The clue is actually hidden away over here. Too many people were struggling with it, so I put the actual instruction on what you have to do. So here you can press interact and it says there, also attracted to tapping on the enclosure. So basically what you have to do is you have to wait for the feeder to feed. But if the feeding is at the back, you can't do anything about that because you can only lure floaty to the front. So there we go, I did it. There's a bug where it doesn't actually show the thing going up all the way. I think it's too fast and then it can't lock it on. So that's it. And then I also made it dark so that you know the quest is done and also the marker is gone. Now you just go to each marker and you finish each marker's quest. And you're done with this level. So those were two optional objectives. Now all the chores are done. You didn't have to do all of those. So the first thing you're going to do is go downstairs to ask Aki for help. And Aki is the pronunciation for the aqua word. That's just their slang word they've used. There's a few bits here. Let's put them as well. Light is streaming in. This is actually a fake. I actually put lights here so that it looks like the light shining in from the roof, but it doesn't even reach there. Let's go downstairs. So now there is an enemy. There is a way to avoid it. You can just jump over here. But since it's a real playthrough, I want to show you how to defeat them. Just keep tapping. And I found the quickest way to do it is not to press the button up and down. You kind of take your hand flat and like twisty it, and then it like pulses the thumb on the button. So each of the terminals that you have to go to has the instruction pin telling you where to go, transfer Aki, as well as this glowing beam that pulses when you're far away to lure you to the destination. So here we go. So if you don't know what to do, it actually tells it to you in this little pop-up. Wake up Aki, transfer them to the armor suit memory core, and then run a diagnostic check. So literally it's just 3 little things. 1, 2, 3.
Hey,
You're done.
what's up, Aki?
The
Aki, I told you to call me Sa.
sorry, I didn't want to go over the dialogue. The speech verification you can do as well. Completely optional. Little fun thing. This was actually the backstory behind this. This is actually the dialogue snippet that Ian Neat put on the Dreamiverse as a sort of a, how should you call it, like his voice clip examples of what he can say. So he did like all these hellos, various hellos. So just the backstory behind that is that was actually the audition clip. I heard that clip and I auditioned him in my head to be the AI, and because of that I approached him. So his actual clip. So don't think that your stuff you put in the Dreamiverse nobody hears or sees it, because that was actually his audition clip. And then there's another one here. I just want to do the enemies as well, so you can see the trophies pop to the enemies. And then there's another one in this little secret room over here, like a double cave.
Aki, remind me. How do I upgrade
See how the
my
dialogue
armor?
is now teaching you to do the next thing. Upstairs. So in this area, let's just get the 4 bits first, and then I'll explain. And this area has the armor on display in a sort of a charging station, or I don't know what this thing actually is. It just looks super cool. I saw this kind of repeating wall behind somebody in a game show, and I thought that looked cool. I can use that as a kind of a panel. And you can also track how many bits you've collected by looking over here. If you just pop up there, there's the aqua bits that you've collected. It's also possible to exit to the chapters, so you can exit from here and go straight to the chapter. If you finished doing some collectible runs, then you have to exit the dream and go like through there. So the armor will normally be shown here, but the armor is not worn here, so it's not equipped, and the database is not available because you're not on the location. So those will be filled in when you go to the actual planet. And these are just like options for the game itself: music, dialogue, and the filters you can view on the actual planets as well. So I just want to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So now you can view the armor and showcase its sort of 4 abilities. You have the jump jet, which allows you to jump, hover, and dash. Those will come later. The first thing is just jump. And then you've got your triaxor, which is a melee weapon, which is used for melee attacks. It also has other attacks I'll show you now on the terminal. And then the shield, there's 2 kinds of shields. This is the energy shield, there's a kinetic shield as well. And it has some upgrades along the way as well. And then there's your blaster. It shoots a different bullet type later on as an upgrade. And also a faster rate of more rate of fire in the magazine. It's a bit larger. And then the task is here. There's the terminal. It lures you, and then you just do this. You have to upgrade each of these slots that Les bought for you, and then the trophy pops when you do the first one. So there's your jump, hover, and dash. On the melee weapon, you've got that as a sword. You get the spinner throw later. And then you have a drone scanning ability, which is what you use to scan artifacts eventually. The base one is the quantum barrier. Then it extends its length. And then later on, you get the deflector wave upgrade. And the blaster is the precision aim mode. And then the magazine to make more bullets and radioactive blast. And if you notice that the colors slowly change over here, moving from the one to the other. So this playthrough is obviously a little bit longer because I'm explaining things. Normally you can just do it very quickly. I wouldn't trigger the galaxy map until you walked.
Is this the galaxy map?
Yes. It displays the various locations in the galaxy. Currently, it highlights Emporium Chapter. Use the Galaxy Terminal to view the database and set your current spaceport navigation destination.
So here it views where you are in the galaxy, and then obviously then there's going to be a route plot through several jump gates, which is that dashed line to get you to the actual destination, which is Vetrich X, and then the Shardoon system, which is your objective. Also, these locked terminals, I wanted to leave them in because it kind of shows you that Les doesn't trust you, so that you don't have access for certain things in this space station. He's still a bit wary of people, and he doesn't like them. He doesn't trust anybody really. So some terminals are obviously locked. And this one is very simple as well. You just have to scan your location. So to kind of build the world out, I already imagined all the planets that you've got to go to in the entire, extended game, where Vetrich X would just be one game. So there would be plans for many games on many different planets. And Vetrich X you just scan. And they give you like a little explanation. It's a binary red giant with a white dwarf with frozen and liquid ice crystals and unknown life forms. And that's maybe from people who have gone near the planet and have scanned it and have actually, brought some information back and uploaded to the GalaxyNet. And you've got active navigation points. You can go to Ferris Atar, where you are right now, and then obviously you can go to Vetrich X and select that as your destination. And then you just activate the GalaxyNet connection. So now it's a live connection. So now we're pretty much done in this area. We've done downstairs terminal, which is our key. We've done the armor terminal, which is upstairs, and we've done the galaxy terminal. So now only the preparation for the ship remains. So here's an office with a key card, but I don't want to pick it up right now. I'll quickly show you why you need it.
I've got to get my ship ready.
Ship ready.
Can't fly it like this. Okay, so I need a refuel and a full power charge.
You can view the ship status on the diagnostics terminal through the internet. I see Zozo will order some maintenance notes about that.
Oh, so great. Logs notes. I have some notes for Soso.
Can you please repeat that, Zozo?
Just ignore me. Don't you have work to do? I am very busy.
She's so funny. So this is the hangar bay, and this is where your ship is, and obviously there's a terminal here to prepare your ship. So you're supposed to charge your ship, but you can't do it yet. You're supposed to refuel your ship, but you can't do it yet. And then there's a control system, and you also can't do that. So you're kind of locked out of everything. The control system says you have to get the cards, so we'll come back to that one. But the nav system part we can do now, because if we connect to the galaxy map, the connection from here to the other room can be established. And now it's connecting to that terminal and downloading the flight plans for Vetrich X into the system. That's a very cool way to do a download. I can show people how to do it if they really want me to show them. So now the flight plan is active and you've set it to Vetrich X. But you can't leave yet because the ship hasn't been fully functioned. So now let's go downstairs to get the fuel, and then we'll come back for these power terminals. So the fuel's in the pump control. And there's no die damage here. I just thought it would be irritating, so I'll let you do that. So there are 3 valves. You'll see there's one on the map, and also there's the pin in the world. Here's one on the map, and then there's one in this room.
Be careful. Some of the stairs in the pump
So I'm going to do
station.
this one first.
I see that.
And this is where you see your other enemy. This is kind of like an infestation of vlinders. They're called vlinders, which is just the Afrikaans word for butterfly, but it just sounded cool, so I called them vlinders. Vlinder bugs. And then you just interact and it does this thing. So this whole level is just, and then you'll see the marker disappears. Okay, so this whole level is just to like give you a bit of background about the world, give you some insight into where Shaza is based, so you kind of have an idea of the variety of what she does day to day versus her little excursions to collect artifacts. And there's the fuel valve closed, second one, and see the marker disappears. And then we do the third one. Here's another blender. And that is not very hard. I don't know why people are saying I must make that easier. It's not hard at all. I actually play tested it like about 50 times before I got the timing right, so that I thought it would be a nice balance between easy and really, really hard. And you have to press so fast. And now all 3 fuels are done. Let's get the collectible bits here. If I can not fall down there, obviously. So even though this all looks very easy, I did place these objects here in such a way that it's quite tricky to jump sometimes. It's not always just the easiest. You either over jump or under jump. Yeah, so now we're technically done downstairs. You'll see there's no teal colored or blue colored markers at the bottom anymore. And I think we're almost done with the collectibles as well. There's still 19, 20, there's still 4 left. So now let's finish off the fuel one. So not only did you have to close the valve, now the valve is functioning, but now you have to refuel your ship. Refuel. Now the power nodes you'll have to get, so you have to locate them. So you use your thingy. It's one is over here, so it's obviously not here. There's nothing above me, so it's got to be below me. You can also use the meters to determine where something is. So a quick way to do that, just to double back, is like, I see the meters are like 4 meters. You see it kind of like moves, so you know it's directly below you. That's another way to check.
You should look for the power nodes that are trimmed.
Thanks. I can see
That one. Now you reconnect the power node. There's obviously something happened with this wire here. And I have to come fix it. Zozo must come fix it. Zozo's just chilling instead of working. So now you can charge. The power node is now active. Now that was the one that was connected. If any one of them is disconnected, the power nodes don't work. So then you've got to connect them back up, and now you can charge up that first sort of part. So now there's the maintenance panels.
Maintenance panels need
Even
an
access
access
key
key card. Try looking in Zozo's office.
Why can't you
So-
just give me an access keycard?
You know why.
Give everything to Sauce. Ask
So
Sauce to check
what
Sauce.
people, I noticed what people were not doing is using the distance mechanism to determine where something is. So over here, if you move here, it's obviously not in front of you now anymore, which means they're behind you. So they've got to be here. And they can't possibly be on the floor because the distance says it's 5 meters away from you. And 5 meters away from me is like over here, and I'm over here. So it's literally right next to me here. So you can kind of see the meters. So it must be in this area over here, where it's upstairs here somewhere. There must be a crawl space or something in this maintenance area where all these pipes and things go into. So if you go to the terminal to try to access the maintenance panels, it says you have to insert a key card. And if you read the instructions, it'll tell you. And then there's only one thing you haven't done here. It's Zozo's office. And then you'll find a key card inside Zozo's office. And then the pin also disappears. So now I missed one somewhere because there's only 2 at the top here. So I don't know where the other bit is. Okay, so now you can put the key card. There's a little indicator. And now the maintenance panels will be functional. So when you trigger the maintenance panel, it gives you like a remote access to the camera that's inside to show you what you're doing. So now the maintenance panels were moved. Here they are. Now you can jump on them to reach the maintenance area. And some of these collectibles are inaccessible because this is the only like really little puzzle that I added here. So the one you can access by flipping the one. So if you notice that this grate, or this gate, this gratey gate is in the way. And you can't get up here. So now what you do is you go back to the maintenance panel, control switch. A lot of people had a problem with the fact that I didn't put the terminal here, and that I disconnected the maintenance panels by making the control inside a terminal and not an actual button. So I don't know, it just seems so simple for me. So now it's correct here, right? So if the right panel is off, that gate opens. So obviously we're not allowed to open it, because if we open it, it closes up this terminal which is right in front of us right here in the camera. That's the one we want to access. So we need to undo that. But if you look now, no panels are open. So we need some panels to get up there. So of course the answer is to flip the other one. So it shows you that something's moving. People didn't see there was something moving, so I added that little visual. And now if you go, it's still showing the warning sign. Why is it showing the warning sign? Because the panels are open. And now this big gate has moved to over here and locked you out of this area over here. And now you can access it. And now you've done all the nodes. Collectible behind here. And there's a collectible behind here, which is what you saw on the other side of the crate. I'm not going to show you where the orb is. You'll have to find that yourself. And now, of course, the maintenance panels need to be closed, because if the panels are open, it will not allow you to leave. And now you've got the other 2 nodes inside the maintenance panels, and you can now recharge your ship. And now your ship's fully charged. Now your ship's charged, your ship is refueled, the maintenance panels are closed and nominal, which means they're not visible, so they won't bump into the ship. And now you're able to say release the magnetic clamp. So I'm going to leave the last collectible bit so that you don't see it or don't know where it is, and then you have to collect it yourself. Release the clamps, here's the clamps, they're released. And that's it. I took, what, 21 minutes? But I mean, I was like standing around and doing lots of explanations, so everybody else should also just do it like in 21 minutes, I guess, because I was like waffling in between. So. And if you collected the last accursed bit, you would get a bonus for that as well. And my score is not going to post because I ran this as a scene. And that's it. Just wanted to go through that with you so that you could see it and understand how to do this now, and that this doesn't block you from experiencing the rest of the game. So hopefully you enjoyed this little walkthrough of mine. That was it. Just wanted to do a quick stream with that. So cheers everyone.